Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Rican. Don't forget to grab your Rican Everyday Earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit RayconGlobal.com. That's RayconGlobal.com and elevate your listening experience.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy BBO Boxing, man. We back. Tell everybody you know BBO Boxing is back. We back. You guys don't want to miss this show. Big show today. Talking about the new face of Top Rank. Oh, I mean, we go on and on about the great Emiliano Vargas, up and coming king. But when I see Keyshawn Davis and I see Abdullah Mason, like they starting to make some headway and be known in this boxing game as the face of Top Rank. It's something I never thought I would see. What's going on, Prod? What you got for me, man?
What's cracking, man? What's cracking? Shout out everybody, man. Shout out to everybody.
Salute to my brother Juan. Definitely salute to my man Dub Right Side, man.
Yeah.
But something I never thought I would see was seeing Abdullah Mason and definitely seeing Keyshawn Davis become the face of Top Rank. How you think that happened, man?
Because they can fight. Point blank, period. Keyshawn can fight. Abdullah can fight. He's building his fan base. He's active. I seen him on I think it was Instagram, somewhere I seen him. He was talking about he got another date coming up. So I'm excited for Abdullah more than all the young boys. Him and Cromell. But I want to see them rumble. I want to see what they're gonna do this year. You know what I mean? I want to see what Abdullah gonna do. You know what I mean? I heard they was talking about a Schofield fight, and then I seen brother Schofield Sr. talking about 2.2 million or something. And
Yeah.
the comments grinding them up. You know, they were talking about he pricing himself out already. What has he done? Yada yada yada. And you know, but I like Abdullah the best out of all of them. Out of Emiliano, out of
Hold on.
Cromell.
I'll put Emiliano in there, bro. You know I said Emiliano first. Why would you try to cap?
No, that's okay. You can like him. You can like him. He can be your favorite, but I'm saying out of all the young boys, Abdullah my favorite. You know what I mean? I rock with him heavy. You know what I mean? And I rock with Floyd Schofield too. I just want to see him fight. And what's the other fighter you said? The other face? Slip my mind. Keyshawn. Yeah, Keyshawn. Come on, man. Get out of here. Keyshawn. Come on, man. Keyshawn, I like Keyshawn too. You know, I like the De Los Santos fight. You know, I think he's gonna beat him up and make a statement. A lot of people think, oh, De Los Santos did, you know, because the way Shakur fight went down. But I promise you, Keyshawn gonna beat this dude up, man. This dude ain't active. Keyshawn active. By the time they fight, that dude been out of the ring for I don't know how long. And Keyshawn's gonna really make a statement with this Edwin De Los Santos. So I'm excited with them two being the faces. I'm cool with it.
I think it's gonna be great, man. Because one thing for sure, Bob Arum know how to pick him. Bob Arum is one of the guys who put a lot of fights on for Muhammad Ali, put fights on for Sugar Ray Leonard, the marvelous one, Marvin Hagler. So he knows when he sees talent. So when you got a guy like Emiliano Vargas and to a lesser degree, Abdullah Mason, You got some special guys around you, and I just think just those two alone are gonna take the boxing world by storm, man. Salute to my brother Mike Rim pulling up. Salute to my man TD. Salute to
Picasso,
Miss Joy. Salute to my brother Picasso, man.
Crush the Legend, my OG.
From the Five Heartbeats, man. Salute to my man Picasso, man. Because every time I watch that movie, The Five Heartbeats, and I see my man Eddie Kane singing that to that girl, man, a house just saying a heart ain't a home without a house, man. I always think about my man Picasso.
That's crazy. Shout out
but
Picasso.
but I'll say this though, man. No matter how it plays out, man, I think it's great to see these young guys. I think that Terrence Crawford lawsuit did something to Bob because for the most part, um, he did a great job. He did a really good job, man. Shout out to Crush. But he did a great job. I'm just so excited about what's going on with these two young guys. But let me ask you something. It's been a question out there. This is the big question.
Mm-hmm.
Who has a better resume, Boots Ennis or Virgil Ortiz?
I would need to see their resumes in front of me right now. That's tough because you know why? Virgil got that Madrimov win. That and he really impressed me in that joint.
What
Boots
about
Boots impressed me with the Stanionis win too. That was a big win. Stanionis never been down. But I mean, I don't know. That's a good one. That's a good question. I don't know. I got to see the resumes, BVO. I don't want to make that decision. I need to see their resumes to refresh my memory, and then I can make a decision like that because I don't want to do that off the fly. But because that's them good wins for both of them. But I know people. I know what you're gonna say. I ain't gonna say people. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna feel like the Madrimov win was a bigger win than anything that Boots did. I know
no? I
what you're
think
gonna
the
say.
Boychek win. You don't think Boychek is tough?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, Madrimov rumbled Crawford. You know what I mean? And Virgil beat him
Well,
good, man.
I can't really say that because I seen Virgil get more looks than Crawford got. To be honest with you, if you look at that fight, the Dream Madrimov was very cautious. He hardly threw. He
Hmm.
made it very hard to counter him. He fought scared.
I ain't gonna say
So
that.
if
I thought
you
Virgil was just better.
no, if somebody's gonna fight scared, you're gonna have your way with him, and that's kind of just what happened. He had his way with him.
I felt like Virgil just neutralized what he can do best. You know, I felt like
No,
I
but
don't
he
think
was
Madrimov.
actually trying to trade with him. He wasn't trying to trade with Crawford. That's the thing. You got to watch the fight and kind of realize that he was being kind of scary with Crawford. He didn't want to trade with him. But
Mike
I
get
will.
him body shots.
But I'll say this though. I think Boots Ennis is a terrific fighter. I understand why he didn't go to 54 because he did want to unify. But I'll tell you this, man. He down there playing with them kids and Virgil fighting grown men. That's all I can say to that. He fighting grown men. So that's the crazy part, man. He
Come
want to
on,
fight the
man.
kid. And of course, my man, he want to fight grown men. But let me ask you this, man. This is something that kind of came up a little unexpectedly, man. What do you think about they're saying Errol Spence? Talk a little bit about it yesterday. Errol Spence coming back to 147. What you think about him
Mm-mm.
coming back?
I don't like it. I don't like it. Even though I, for some reason, even if let's just say he did come back to 47, make the weight, I still think he's just more talented enough to beat Barrios. But I don't think that's good for his health. You know what I mean? Like Earl's he a big young boy, man. He need to just go ahead and go to 54 or even possibly 60. I don't want to see him. I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't want to see him, but I don't think it's wise for him to do welterweight. I saw that, but I think that's just talk. If Earl ain't say nothing, I ain't worried about it. I don't want to see that though. To answer your question, I don't think it's a wise health wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He a big young boy, man.
I just look at it like this, man. When it comes to Errol Spence, he hasn't talked, and the sad thing is, I think after he got chased by Mo3 and then he got beat within an inch of his life, I think it was just really something that he'll never be the same. That's my favorite song. He'll never be the same again. I thought that you could understand. No,
He
he just
tweaking.
he'll never be the same.
I don't know.
I mean, and it's cool because if you
He
think
lost
about it,
one fight.
well, he's been gone for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point we got to stop the fandom and call it what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, welterweight is not a wise decision for me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the chat and all around boxing community would agree. I don't think that's even the biggest Earl Spence fans. I don't think that 147 is wise for him health wise. I don't think so. That's reaching.
Yeah, but I think Earl feel like he got some unfinished business, and he feel like he might can beat the puppies because when he went up there with a dog, he got his butt handed to him. So I mean,
Because I think a lot because had to do with the weight too. You know what I mean? I think that he didn't look good in that fight to me, man. Something looked wrong with him. I don't want to go back through that again, man, because that Earl Bud stuff was draining. You know, we used to get up here back in the day, talk about Earl and Bud, dog. And I was like, I don't want to talk about it no more. It was draining. Remember how draining it was? So, like, at the end of the day, welterweight for Earl would be crazy. I think that's stretching. I think he need to, if he gonna do something, he need to go to 54 or 60. Anything else
um,
is reaching.
he's not. So there's no need to even talk about it because hasn't been fighting for years. And I'll just say this: when it comes to Bud Crawford, man, I think he really took something out of that dude. My man Mike Grimm said he was weight drained and he fought Crawford. There's no way he's fighting at 147
Right.
again.
The facts.
I would agree, but I don't know. And one thing I will say is money make you do strange things. As my man Ovechkin said it best, man, bands will make a dance. So them bands will make you do some things you said you wouldn't
Yeah,
do.
but not fall out. I mean,
Well,
that's
he
not
was
the
eating
look. You saw what
cheeseburgers,
happened to
man.
your boy. You see what happened to your boy,
Who?
Ortiz, Victor, not Victor, but Virgil. Virgil keep falling out because he was trying to make welterweight. That was
Man,
crazy.
Virgil had no. You talk about a weight bully. Virgil had no business
No
ever at
business.
147.
That's why he fell out 2 times. What D Free say? He was completely done. Shout
Yeah,
out
he
to
was
D
dumb,
Free.
man.
He was
He was
completely
dumb.
done. Right. So
Um,
I don't want to see Earl fall out over no weight because he'll go in there and get smoked out by Barrios because he can't. Like how long he been out the ring? I don't want to see welterweight, dog. It need to be 40, 54, or 60
yeah,
or or do something crazy. Fight Canelo or something. I don't know. Right, the winner of Canelo or Crawford at 68,
yeah.
something like that.
So it's just for me. I look at it as no matter how it goes, man. I think that I think we just want to see some fights, man. And I think with Errol Spence, it's kind of a waste. It's kind of a waste of time because if he was going to come back, he would have came back by now. It's just
Hmm.
that simple, man. And I'll put it like this: for those who say something was wrong with Earl, I believe so too. But guess what? Earl never said nothing, so we can't say nothing.
Because he
So
don't like to make excuses, and I agree with brother Mike said. He looked completely drained. He didn't look like himself. He looked at his eyes. Something you know you can. His eyes didn't look good. He didn't look good. You know what I mean?
mhm.
His balance was off. He didn't look strong at all. Because Terrence was like, "This is all you got." When he tried to push Terrence back and Terrence ain't move, I knew it was a problem because I watched boxing. You know what I'm saying? He tried to push Bud back, and Bud didn't budge. I was like, God, man, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
And Earl wasn't. That was part of him being. I'm not making excuses for Earl people. Terrence went. I don't want to take nothing away from Terrence. Terrence
well,
washed him.
Terrence already took away from that win, so you ain't got to
Yeah,
do that.
he did it
Terrence
himself.
already took away
You're
from
right.
you.
You're right. He did it himself.
I mean, at the end of the day, we say he made his money, but I don't think people understand, man. When you say somebody's making a certain amount of money, they probably don't get half of that, and they got to pay a bunch of people. Salute the Ace, appreciate you coming through.
Earl did
Um,
good with money, and he got a ranch. He don't got one of those all that
do
big
we know? Do
gigantic
we know if he
mansions.
did good with money? Because I did
I,
see last time I seen him, he was getting chased in his car
no, that's not
by
the last
somebody.
time you seen him. That is not the last time you seen
I
Earl
don't know what
Spence.
we talking about. That's the last time I.
Follow him on Instagram, then you can see him. So
Um, I just got to be real, bro. Last time we seen him, man, he was getting chased down. It was
yeah,
wild, bro.
well, that's not the last time I saw him.
Salute to my
I
brother
seen him.
CDK. CDK, am I wrong? The last time we seen Earl Spence, didn't we
That's
see him
cat.
get chased by Mo3?
That's cat.
Oh,
To
CD.
CDK. To he'll come in here. He'll be ready. But that's cat. That's not the last time that might be the last time you seen Earl Smith. That ain't the last time I seen him.
I mean, I don't. Oh, I'll take it back. I might have seen him at the bar. I take that back. You might have seen
Oh,
him at
man.
the mall.
You being disrespectful.
No, we being truthful. I
You
mean,
out of pocket right
it's
now.
the same
Where that
thing that
matter of fact, where that out of order drop at? Drop the out
hey,
of
this the
order drop.
same thing that my man Bomac said. A drunk is a drunk. You heard the song by MC like Georgie Porgy. It is what it is. He like that bottle, man. You
Yo,
know,
but all
Errol
right.
Spence is like a newborn. Every time you turn that bottle up, you gotta watch it. It is
Don't
what
you
it
like
is.
Mike? Don't you love Mike Tyson when he was a young
Who?
boy? Mike Tyson.
No, that's way before my time.
You ain't so okay, man. All right.
Oh, I'm being for real. I'm not trying to be funny.
Yeah, nah, you right. Nah, I know
That's
you
way
right.
before my time.
But you
Um,
still like Mike Tyson, yes or no? You watch his fights, right? You
I
love
never was a
Mike.
fan of Mike Tyson. No,
All
I
right,
used to like
okay.
Mike Tyson Mysteries, this cartoon.
Okay, all right, yeah.
When I was too
You
young,
a cartoon. You a cartoon.
when I was 10 years old, you gotta remember when I was 10 years old in 2000, so I didn't really get to see much of Mike. The little bit I seen of Mike, he was already washed. You gotta commit to that. I seen what was left of Mike. Salute to my brother Stephen L. the Mac. Appreciate you coming through. But like I said, man, I just think no matter how it goes, man, with Arrow, if he come back, he do. He don't. He don't.
Well,
It's
you
just
like to say something about the drinking about Earl real quick, right? Real quick. You ain't see your boy drinking Coronas, jumping off the biggest yacht. Your boy from Cleveland, from Ohio. What's his name? Jake Paul, the face of boxing. You called him. You ain't see him drinking, jumping off boats. Oh, all right.
I seen it. I seen it with a wine cooler jumping off boats.
No,
Yeah.
I seen him drinking a Corona, jumping off a boat.
Okay. The man had one
Anybody
wine
know what a
cooler.
man? That
Shoot to
man had
my
a
brother
Corona in his
Pittsburgh
hand. He
T.
was ripped. Shout out Pittsburgh. He was ripped. Go watch
He
the
was
video.
ripped.
Stop playing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He was ripped. You are nuts.
He was ripped. I'm talking about like hammer. He was slammed, intoxicated. When we
That boy
politically
said he
correct.
was ripped. You sick, man.
Come on, man. You wild.
No did it. I say no did it. I say no did it. No did it.
Now that's funny.
You a wild dude, bro.
My man said that's the worst cartoon ever. you
Yeah, that joint was trash though.
you a nut, Mike. He said that was the worst cartoon.
That
I
joint
used
was
to like the
trash
mysteries
truck
of Mike
juice.
Tyson, man.
That
You used
joint
to have
was
a bird, you
garbage.
used to have a pigeon following him around talking
Yeah,
to
that
him.
joint was garbage.
Hey man, I think that's one of my favorite. I would say that Dragon Ball Z. Those are some of my favorite cartoons coming up.
I like Transformers and Voltron. You ain't see nothing good. You saw some corny stuff. I saw
Yeah,
the
I'm
real.
sorry I wasn't a kid in the '80s. My bad, Grandpa.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. Because I feel sorry for the people that didn't grow up in the 80s, didn't get to
I mean,
experience
you
the
weren't
80s.
watching no doggone show. You was watching Power Rangers, man. Stop the crap.
I did
No, you was
absolutely. I
watching
watched Power
Power
Rangers.
Rangers, man.
Absolutely. When that
You was
first came
watching
out,
Power Rangers. You see how this
no
dude
doubt.
talk?
I said that I was. I said that I did. But I watched Transformers, Voltron, He-Man,
No,
G.I.
no,
Joe,
no, no. You watched
Thundercats.
Bobby's World, and you
Yes.
watched
Fire.
you
Fire.
watched you didn't watch none of them
Ninja
cooler shows.
Turtles.
Talking.
Ninja Turtles. Fire. I watched Bob's
What
World.
my man Pittsburgh T just said, hold on one second. He said Jake Paul, a face of boxing, that's a fact. It's current boxing's fault. He has surpassed in marketability.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Cleveland, dog. So what you expect, Pittsburgh T? That's what we do. We dominate this, man. This is
Yeah.
our world. Boxing belongs to Cleveland, man. It's just that simple.
That's
If you're
crazy.
doing anything big time, boxers got to come through Cleveland.
Yeah,
Just
all
got
right.
to. I mean, Canelo being Cleveland, Mike Tyson being Cleveland. Anybody that you can name combat sports wise comes to Cleveland to get their paycheck. Your boy Little Red gets his paycheck out here. Shout out to Tank Davis. He get his paycheck from Cleveland. But what's going on, CDK? I think CDK have what was half dead or something. Where you at, CDK?
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's still out of here. Still to my
He
brother,
probably
man. Surprisingly, the Puerto Ricans never late to work. Shout out to D Free. He never late to work.
Freezy had to be real busy.
Yeah, he said that sweatsuit. Yeah, Mike had that crazy sweatsuit on, man.
Yeah, that crazy sweatsuit. That was crazy work.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I definitely could see Prize watching Winnie the Pooh or watching
No.
Barney. But this
Yeah, the
dude,
PJs, Mike, the PJs, yeah, for sure. I don't know about no Winnie the Pooh, that's you, but Bobby's World, that was my ish. Muppet Babies was my ish. And BB, don't act like you ain't like Bobby, dog. Don't even get up here on this mic and cap
I
in front of
like
these
Bobby's
people. Oh,
World.
all
I like
right, so,
Bobby's
all
World.
right. So yeah, but Transformers, I think that was probably my favorite with Optimus and Starscream
Nigga, you
and
wasn't watching none of that,
Megatron.
bro.
You crazy.
You wasn't watching none
I
of that.
had all the toys. What are you
You
talking
well,
about?
you might have had some toys that somebody gave you, but your tail was not watching that, man. But what's
Why
going
not?
on, Doug?
And
How you
wrestling
feeling,
on
man?
Sunday. And wrestling on Sunday.
All the way from Middle Georgia, man. The cotton fields in Middle Georgia. What's going on, Doug? Right, so how you
That's
feeling?
crazy.
Shout out to my brother Sombrero in the building. Salute
Yeah.
Sombrero. Shout out to my
Yeah.
brother Prize in the building.
Already, Doug.
First things first, y'all some wild boys. Y'all talking crazy like
Talking crazy, right? All over the place.
But,
It is what it is.
I will say the PJs was fine. The PJs was fine.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Dude, that was just a rude, crude show. Y'all dudes nuts, man. That's all that was, man. Hey, you know what's so funny? If you watch the Mickey Mouse Club now, man, you never these PC people. I actually seen Ryan Gosling, Justin Timberlake, and a bunch of other white stars that stars now singing "I Cry for You" by Jodeci. You would never see that now.
That's crazy.
Them brothers was singing "I Cry for You" by Jodeci. You ever seen that, Doug?
Man, I ain't never watched the Mickey Mouse Club, so I don't even know what that is.
Well, I got daughter, so I did.
And here you go again with the cap. Your daughters were not even born or thought of when
For Mickey Mouse
Club was on.
Clubhouse? You tripping.
No, man, you know what I'm talking about. I like how you
That's
do that.
what the
Man.
brother said in the chat. Brother Ernest said Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I was responding to that.
My man Picasso said I used to eat the green plastic army soldiers.
You're right. Yeah, me too. I used to chew them Jones up too.
You know what? I'll be honest with you, man. It ain't a lot of boxing.
That's crazy, Picasso.
It ain't a ton of boxing to talk about. But one thing I wanted to bring up, did you guys get a chance to read that report about they found something called dark oxygen? Did you guys hear that?
I ain't seen nothing like that.
I haven't seen it. Break it down. What's dark oxygen?
Yeah,
Hold on one second. Let me.
I know what you're talking about. That's the oxygen that only BC is allowed to use.
Free crazy.
Here we go.
But basically, it's 4,000 meters below sea level. Scientists have found the spectacular. It's called dark oxygen. It's basically oxygen that has cells in it, and it comes from like the bottom of the sea. It's something they've never seen. And they basically saying that it has qualities to where, I don't know if you guys recently heard, they had a young kid in New Jersey who was healed of sickle cell. They used this dark oxygen to heal him of sickle cell. They said there might be more cures to this. What do you guys think about Big Pharma hearing something like that? You think they ever get around?
Nah, they're gonna shut that down immediately.
He said
immediately.
Crazy.
Listen, that's the truth. Yeah. What you seen what they did to Dr. Saban? They killed that man. So
ASAP Rocky.
Got him out of here, man. Ain't nobody who
gonna have Rocky,
anything.
they got him up out of there.
Man,
you talking about the all black dudes to fall on his knees? You said they
Nah, that brother, he had the cure for everything.
But that's
they
the
got
one.
that up.
The man could drop down to his knees at 70-something years old and pop right back up. No injury. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that video.
They had to get him up out of here.
This is just a little clip of it. And basically it says 4,000 meters below sea level. And the thing that got me was they used some of this dark oxygen to cure sickle cell. And I was just wondering, do you guys think this is a good thing for mankind, or you think we'll never hear about it again?
About to turn into some zombie apocalypse in a minute. I don't know what's about to go on. But if it cures sickle cell and diseases and it work and ain't no crazy side effects, then let's go.
Man, they ain't trying to cure none of that stuff right now. Or they ain't trying to let nobody know that it's a cure. Just like the daggone old man that's supposedly have found cure for cancer. You ain't hear nothing about that. They ain't letting you hear nothing about it or none of that.
Well,
what about that guy? They got that. You know who else they got up out of here, Dub? That man that showed everybody how to run cars off water.
Off water.
They got him. They got him up out of here on the low. But I don't like getting up there. You gotta talk on the Dub show. Like I don't like doing. I ain't doing it. So,
hey, well, you be quiet while we talk then.
No, get out of here.
But shout out to those scientists. But one thing I was reading about too, They actually have been finding people who have been getting cured of type 2 diabetes. One of the things I was wondering from you guys' perspective, do you think that could be a game changer for poor and disenfranchised people to be able to cure something like diabetes?
It depends how much they're gonna charge you for it. Because if you're in that poor community, then you may not, even if they have that, you still may not have access to it. We've seen what happened with Magic Johnson because this man had money, you know what I'm saying, wealth, that type of thing. We ain't heard nothing about this man being HIV positive, AIDS, none of that. We ain't heard none of that. And this was back in the early 90s that he got
90s.
And so they've been had this stuff. They've been had it.
Yeah, they got it.
Yeah,
they got it now. You can actually get it now. You know what I mean? They got stuff that it's going to cost you a fortune, but they got stuff now that pretty much when you go take an HIV test, it pretty much doesn't show up in your blood no more. If you got the right kind of money, it's no secret no more. You can get it. They got commercials on TV for it. So.
You know what's so funny about that? I remember used to be this artist. I don't know if you guys familiar with him. He's kind of like a pariah now. But this kid named Kanye West came out. He had this line where he said, Magic Johnson survived AIDS. All the broke people died and passed away. And I always thought about that. But you know the thing that's so funny? It does seem like as you have more money, you have more access. And when you got more access,
like that.
you tend to be able to do more.
It's been like that from the beginning of time.
And it's just like when I think about Magic, you know, Magic has pretty much had a great life after having HIV or whatever they said. And I almost so much where a lot of people don't believe he had it. Do you guys think that was a trip, or do you think Magic really had HIV? What do you guys think?
No, I think he had it. I think he was trashing biddies.
Who gonna come out and like? Why would you even say?
Why
would you even say I have it?
Because there's a theory. Because Dub, there was a theory at one point that where people were saying that he didn't really have it, so they made him a billionaire and all that, and that's how he was the poster boy or the poster child for that thing and Magic, and you can be okay and yada yada yada. Some people used to run back in the day and say that, but I thought that he was trashing biddies. Everybody said that Magic was trashing.
Hold on, everybody don't speak that monkey language. What does that mean? Trashing biddies.
Come on, what you mean monkey language? Come on, he wasn't. I'm trying not to cuss. He was on there. He was, he was on there doing the dude. You know what I mean?
Okay, well that's better.
What I'm gonna say is he really had it because remember he had to he ended his career before he wanted to because of the whole situation. Because a lot of people said they didn't want to play basketball because of what he had, and he ended up having to end his career. It was almost a thing where he wasn't about to be able to play in the Olympics. They had to take they went on a whole thing about how other people didn't want to play against him because he had it. So it was a big thing. That's not something that they made up or they were just trying to do some type of conspiracy or anything like that. That was something that he really had.
Mm-hmm. That's what I believe.
Shoot to my brother Big Dre. Shoot to my brother Ernest. He said Magic turned black people and into the color of age. Ryan White was a face before him. That's a fact. You know what's so funny that you said that, Ernest? Ain't it funny how things change? Like if you give someone enough time, you can rewrite history. Just like when you rewrite the history of, what Jesus looked like or what the Madonna looked like. You go to Russia, you see Jesus black as your shoes, black as Chauncey from Blackstreet. Then you see church, he white. Oh, you don't know who Chauncey is from Blackstreet?
Yeah, that was just crazy. I thought of that real quick.
But it's just amazing how that goes, man. But that's crazy, man, because you used to think of that as a the other side's disease. Now you see, unfortunately, African American. I don't call us African. I call us American blacks. Excuse me. I don't believe we from Africa, bro, because Africans call us names like Shakata, which is cotton picker. So to heck with them. They do. Africans talk about us like dogs, bro. I don't know why, but it is what it is.
My ancestors came from there, so that makes
your ancestors came from Carolina, fool. Stop.
You tripping?
Stop.
You bugging right now.
Your granddaddy was like my granddad. He had a cotton gin in his hand, bro. Stop the game, bro.
Did you talk about the fight that's going on this weekend?
Say it again.
I said, did you talk about the fight that's going on this weekend?
Yeah, you can bring some up on if you want. Go ahead.
What fight,
we got Charles Conwell fighting this weekend and Gabriel Frandora fighting this weekend.
Okay. Okay, I ain't know that.
Yeah, like literally, the Zone is the only one got a card on. They got 3 cards this weekend. They got
The Zone?
1 on Friday and 2 on Saturday.
Okay, shout out the Zone.
Shout out to Gabriel Fundora, man. I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. Also, shout out to Charles Conwell. Hey, that brother, I like that brother as well.
I like him too.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about his opponent Perez, but he's supposed to be a tough individual. I don't know too much about him.
Yeah, he top 10. Cause they you know, it's so funny. And shout out to my Cleveland brother Conwell, man. They really putting this young man in a trick bag. And you know what, man? The dumbest thing he ever did was get involved with Oscar and the Zone. And it is what it is, because that was the only opportunity. But man, that's why you got to come home to Uncle Al, man.
Oh, he headlining this weekend, BVO.
When you in doubt,
is he headlining?
No, Gabrielle Fundora the headline of that card.
Fundora the headliner.
That's she undisputed. So
yeah, she coming for Alicia Bong on her, man. She coming.
Hey, what happened to daggone Monster Anyway's opponent? I thought he was supposed to be fighting MJ.
No.
Who he fighting?
He fights some dude named Cardenas. I can't even pronounce the lady's last name. It's Car Nas.
Is he Japanese?
CARDN. I'm saying CARDENAS. I don't know.
Spanish.
Salute to the chairman T Hill.
I know it ain't MJ. I thought he was.
Well, he's gonna be fighting on a Tuesday at 2 a.m. You can probably catch him.
No, he's not. He's fighting in Vegas on ESPN.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on Sunday. So
on Sunday.
Well, it's the it's that
I can dig it.
Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tio card.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Then you got Canelo. Then you got Monster on. So that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't know what happened with MJ. I want to know if MJ pulled out or they changed the opponent and didn't go after MJ.
Anyway, I ain't real big on anyway, like everybody else want to put him at pound for pound and all that.
Well, Marky said that's his favorite fight of all time. So
that's fine. That's it. He can shout out to Marky. He can that's fine. I have no problem.
CDK said, "Hey, you started watching boxing last year."
That was crazy. That CDK show was off the chain. I was in the chat, bro. I was in the car crying, bro.
But I'll say this real quick. We salute the CDK. They kind of keep us on track. One thing I was wondering, man, what do you guys think about hearing a new stat? I was actually reading the Wall Street Journal that 54% of men between 25 and 45 are spending 58% more time with their children than the previous generation. What do you guys think about that? What do you attribute that to?
I attribute it to the lack of fatherhood, the lack of fatherhood that was shown at one point in time. Now, I know, like me, one of the things I always said, I'm definitely gonna be in my son like my dad wasn't there for me like that. So I'm definitely gonna be rocking with mine. And so I think a lot of people have that kind of mentality.
I think. So speaking of that, Dub, let me ask you this, Dub. What about those young men who say the young lady's making it hard for me to see my child? I don't have the money to keep going back and forth paying $100 for a letterhead. You know what I'm talking about. Or I don't have the time to keep going back and forth, or I don't got the energy for this. What would you say to a young man like that?
Well, the first thing is the first thing I would tell any young man, be careful who you procreate with. That's the first thing. The second thing I say, well, hey, you chose an individual. You know they're difficult, and so you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes for you to. If it's a headache or not, that's the headache that you created. And so I don't want to hear none of that. You got to stand up and be a man about things like that. It is what it is. You may not like it, but at the same time, you made the decision. You got to be responsible for your decisions.
Yep. You got to check who you having them kids with, man. So I'm like you, Dub. I'm hands-on type of dad. You know, pick my daughter up from school and show up to all her stuff. Don't miss no daddy-daughter dances, nothing like that. And I'm like you, Dub. My son, he'll be 22. I was like you. I had my son since he's been 3 months. Well, you know, so the kids are very, very important. They must be protected at all costs. That's how I feel about kids. But You gotta just watch who you lay down with, bro. And you young boys, you don't gotta dump in everything raw sushi, man. I
Hey man,
advise
come on, man. You gotta talk. You gotta talk like people, like people, like
Man,
people
I
want
don't
to
know. You don't
say.
want me to cuss, so I don't know what to say. You can't be. Y'all young
What
boys
do
got
you
to strap
say?
it. Y'all young boys got to strap up or go get vasectomy early because you can change it back when you get older. I advise y'all to do that. That's like
Oh,
getting
let me tell you
CBLs.
guys. Let me tell you guys something I was actually reading about that. That's kind of funny. Do you know you can freeze your sperm and you can get a vasectomy and you can choose who you get pregnant with, and it's only like $50 a month? Did you guys know that?
That's crazy. I ain't know about the
I
50
didn't
bucks a
even know.
month thing.
I ain't never thought about. I don't even understand freezing sperm. I don't understand all that. They ain't that smart. So
Yeah,
that's what they do when they do when they have when people donate
In
their sperm,
vitro.
they freeze the sperm and save it for whenever a potential lady decides she want to get she want to have a baby and she doesn't want a partner. But I wouldn't be sitting here freezing my sperm. If I'm getting a vasectomy, it's because I don't want to have babies. I'm not freezing my sperm for that.
but
For
free,
what
you can
reason
get
would
the
I do?
vasectomy reversed though. You feel me? That's why if the young boys
No,
want to
yeah, that's
just
what I'm saying. I
go
mean,
crazy,
what's the purpose of me freezing my sperm if I'm getting
yeah.
it? If I'm getting the operation, so I don't have kids. What's the purpose of having it?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, so you can control who's having your kids. You know what I mean? I mean that.
I mean, I ain't mad at that. If people want to go that route, that's on them. You know.
I mean, you gotta have some money to do that. But I was reading about this guy. He has 3 sons. They all 10. They all the same age.
Mm,
Like, yeah, he
that's
got
crazy.
3 sons. They all 10. Because when you use
Wow.
that in vitro, you can choose the gender. You can't choose eye color or
I
hair
don't.
color.
That sounds like it's too much science for me, and I just like the old school stuff, man. That's too much science for me.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand. You old school. You want to go pay your $35 and then go home.
Mm.
I get it, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying in general. I thought that was something cool when you think about. It. I had never really heard it. I had never really heard of it, man. But this is kind of get back to
Yeah,
boxing.
man. Boxing
This
style
is,
is crazy.
Boxing scholar is out of control, bro.
he said, Brevio. Hold on, let me
Don't
read.
read that. Don't read scholar's
Uh,
out of control.
oh, okay. Well, Scholar is fresh off bail, man, for hanging
Scholar
out
is.
with Diddy, man. So, I did see him in there with Fleece Johnson. The Papa
Oh my
Malone
God.
with the all guy cast. I did see, my man Scholar spinning around for Flea. So do your thing, man. We don't judge you here, man. We
That is
don't judge you.
crazy.
We don't.
You know what that sound like? You said this guy got 3 sons. They all the same age. It sounds like that old movie I watched from Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, Twins.
Twins. Yeah.
Yeah, they were brothers. They was twins, but they had different fathers. I
Completely.
was like,
Yeah,
what
that was
the
crazy.
heck is
Yeah, that was
crazy?
crazy. That movie was bizarre, bro.
Yeah,
Think
Ali used to
about
call him Auto Schwarzenegger.
it. That's crazy.
But Ali say, I thought you called me nigga.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But speaking of that, like I said, it's a slow day in boxing. I don't know if you guys have seen. They got a new movie coming out called I think it's called Sinner. Man, I don't know if you guys seen the clips. It got my man what's the guy from Fruitville? Ryan Cougar. Ryan Cougar, who had the biggest black film in history with Black Panther. Him and Michael B. Jordan are going to do a film. What do you guys think about that combo? Is that the new Denzel and Spike Lee?
I don't know about that, but I have to see the movie. It's hard to touch some Denzel, bro. He got too much. His catalog is long, dog. Like you don't like. I ain't going that far.
I mean, Michael B. Jordan is doing his thing. Shout
Yeah,
out
he
to
is.
him.
Shout out to
That man.
him,
Every
man.
time I turn around, that man popping a new movie out. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I could see that if you looking at it that way because these young brothers are working. They working hard and they making sure they keep that money coming in. So I ain't mad at them.
I'm not talking about the working part. I'm talking about like how good Denzel is an actor of an actor he is. That's the part. I don't think Michael B. Jordan is nowhere near acting wise as Denzel. As far as him getting gigs, shout out to him. Get your money. You know how I am with that. So but it's acting wise, man. Denzel got some roles, bro. Like that
Have
flight.
you
Y'all
seen?
ever
Have you
seen Flight?
seen? Have you
That was a
seen
real
any of
good one.
Michael B. Jordan's
Yes.
movies?
Yeah, I love Michael B. Jordan movies. I watched all of his Creed movies. I watched the. I thought he was excellent in Black Panther.
I could see him as a
I
young.
don't.
I could see him as a young Denzel because that dude he got a lot of roles.
He do, but I'm talking about
young
as far
No,
as
but he
Denzel.
don't
I'm
got
just talking
the.
about as far as his acting free. He can't. He's nowhere near. He's Denzel's God tier. Michael B. Jordan might be top tier. You could even put him in that if you want. I wouldn't even argue that because he's pretty good. He's cool. He's solid. You know what I mean? I don't think he's garbage. But Denzel is an actor, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He's an
That man is
actor.
garbage. That man is garbage compared to. He's garbage compared to Denzel, bro.
Nah,
I ain't want to say that, though. I ain't want to go
He
that
said he's
far.
garbage. Come on,
I ain't want to
Doug.
go that
I'll
far,
say it.
Doug.
Why you
But
gotta
that's
do that,
fine. That's
Doug?
cool. That's cool. I'm glad you said it. But
Dang, bro.
Denzel is a. You got to remember, Denzel is the definition of what an actor is supposed to be.
I'm not saying he's Denzel. I can see what BBO saying. He's a young Denzel.
Getting his money, he'll get better.
He's
Can I
coming
say?
up
Can I?
because you got to remember when Denzel first came out, Denzel was pretty much doing the same thing that Michael B. Jordan do.
But he was
popping
really,
out.
really good acting wise, though. Michael B. Jordan is not all. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna do that. He's a good actor, but Denzel was great from the door.
Let me say something. I've seen Michael B. Jordan play a lot of great roles. Like for one, let's just go to Creed, probably his most popular. You saw him play the father of a little deaf girl. You saw him go through all different things where he didn't have his father. You saw him rise from literally that was a great role for him. No, I agree. Like Denzel, that dude is on a completely different level. Like I saw what he did with Macbeth. I'm just about to get to watching him in Gladiator 2. No, I could go all the way back to him in the 80s and the 90s with Mighty Quinn when he shot on location in Jamaica and he actually played a Jamaican policeman and he did an amazing job at that with the accent, his
That was a
vernacular, the
horrible
way how he
accent.
moved. That was a great. What do you mean? That was a great movie, nigga. That movie is played in every Caribbean.
You know what that remind me of? That was as bad as the Forrest Whitaker African.
Oh, you talking
accent.
about Out of Time? That joint was kind of.
No,
hard.
What did my man Forrest Whitaker say? The Black Panther powers will be stripped. Like that was horrible, dude. That's how bad
that wasn't one of his best movies that he has done. I mean, I understand where Marky is coming from because of the area that he was playing in the role that he was playing, but it wasn't one of his best films. I didn't particularly like it. It looked like a low budget film to me. I didn't particularly like it.
Well, it had a lot of Caribbean stars in there, and it was something that me and my people we appreciate. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not going to crap on that movie.
Yeah, when I'm thinking about y'all, I just think about, man, go get me another coconut so I can get some something to drink.
That's crazy.
That's all I say, man.
Denzel
I
got
think
roles.
about you losing
Denzel
a
got
foot in a
roles.
couple years, big boy.
Damn, don't do
You
that.
said what?
That's crazy.
That sound pretty
That was heinous.
pretty wild, man. I'm gonna send you back to the field, boy.
This is a sick Negro.
Hey man, I gotta tell you though. So when I look at movies like even recently that played in The Equalizer, Safe House, Flight. Yeah, see.
Yeah, at the same time, double time.
All I'm saying is to American Gangster, the Great Debaters.
Hold on, you said Equalizer when he looked like a fat Steve, he like Steven Seagal punching people and they die. Get out of here, bro.
Man, you out of order, man. This man,
man,
one of the greatest.
What was that movie, Doug, when he was the district attorney and that white guy was messing with him? He killed that role. What was that movie called? He was a district attorney, Darius Styles, or what was his name in there? Styles.
Oh, you talking about
Ricochet.
Bone Collector.
No, Ricochet.
Oh, you Ricochet. Oh,
Ricochet. When he was the DA.
He had two movies like that. He had the Bone Collector that was like that, and Ricochet.
Bro, when they got him on that drugs and how he was running down the street, that was crazy. Like, he's an actor, bro. Like,
one of my favorite movies by
Denzel. Nowhere near Denzel, bro.
I don't know if people ever watch this one anymore, but I love that Devil in a Blue Dress. That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
No, like I said, I understand what BBO is saying. I'm not saying that Michael B is on his level right now.
But he is in his role. He is getting them gigs though.
I can see what BBO saying as a young Denzel because we talking about Denzel that had put in years.
40 years.
Yeah, he put in years. So we talking about movies where he had years to feel
Yeah,
more
but when
comfortable.
Denzel was when he was Michael B. Jordan age, man, he was killing roles. Michael Jordan, he killed some.
I
He
wouldn't
did
say
like he did.
I wouldn't say he was killing roles. He was a
What?
good actor. I wouldn't say he
Denzel was killing it from the rip.
I understand what you're saying. I say I wouldn't say he was.
That's cool.
You
That's
would.
cool.
I wouldn't
That's
say
crazy.
he was.
That's crazy.
I mean, he was a very good actor. He's always been a very good actor. The same way I think Michael B. Jordan is a very good actor. I don't think he's on the level of Denzel just yet, but he very well could be by the time he gets to the age that Denzel is right now.
I don't think that he could be that good.
I've been watching Denzel since I was in my early teens, so I know how many years this man has put in. Michael B. Jordan, he made his mark when he did the TV show The Wire. That's when Michael B. Jordan got put on, and then he started doing movies.
Movie.
Hold on, 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Pride. Hold on 1 second.
Book of Eli.
We got Prize. We got somebody in the house, man. We got one of the coolest light-skinned dudes. Look like Trey Songz's evil twin, man. What's going on, B3? How you feeling, man?
Man, salute to the guys, man.
Oh man, B3 must be at the 304 house.
You hear
B3?
Y'all hear me?
B3, shout out B3, my guy.
No, we hear you, brother. We hear you, brother.
Yeah, BVO, man. You know he always gonna cut up, man. Shout out to all the guys, man. D Free, Prize, Marky, Dub, BVO, man. Y'all over here. I ain't even get to hear no boxing talk. BV, I just jumped on the link. Y'all talking about acting. I got a question. Well, I had this one. I had a great a comparison. So like comparing careers, and I think it was Leonardo DiCaprio or Will Smith. Like who do y'all think had the better catalog?
That's tough. That's a tough one.
I think Will Smith.
Wait, Leonardo and who?
And Will Smith.
DiCaprio.
You taking DiCaprio too? D Free know what he talking about. Go ahead.
Leo, he got Romeo and Juliet. He got Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
He got that.
He got some.
He
tough
had that
ones.
movie with Daniel Day-Lewis. What was that? He got a lot of classics.
My favorite one was
He got Gilbert Grape.
Will Smith got he got the action classic. He got Bad
That's all I'm about
Boys.
to say. You're looking at two different type of actors.
Yeah.
Let me say this, D Free. The only reason I did that comparison is because they are versatile. Because Will does have. Leo don't have that much. He don't have that much acting. He got 7 pounds. You know what I'm saying? But he also got Independence Day.
Pursuit of Happiness, B3.
Come on now. That's why it's good. But y'all missing this one. I want to know if y'all seen this. Have y'all seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yes, for sure.
So Leo is really like the best actor that we ever seen after that you watch that movie. To be able to do that, role as a kid, y'all don't remember. Y'all gotta rewatch that. Y'all gotta rewatch that role.
Did where he was the scammer and the FBI was chasing him and he was a child.
Catch Me If You Can. Catch Me If You Can. That joint was fire.
Bro. Oh my, like Leo.
That was true. That was a true story. That was a.
It was 100%. And The Aviator.
Yeah, I just think Leo and Will Smith are two different type of actors. You got one that's more of an action actor, and another one is more of a drama actor. So it's a little bit different. I mean, Will Smith has played drama scenes, and he does. He just
got King Richard.
But you also. But hey, hold on. But then just think about Leonardo. The way he played in Django. That was
he's a genius, bro.
That was brilliant. Exactly.
You know what's so funny about that, Dub? I feel like
Samuel Jackson.
Let me say this though. You say this.
Samuel Jackson told him.
Hold on, Mark. Dang.
I can't hear y'all. My bad. I got.
Yeah, you gotta put some earphones on or something, bro. But no, what I was saying is the thing about that Leonardo DiCaprio thing is I felt like the guy that was with Django and Steven and Samuel L. Jackson kind of stole the show, so you kind of overshadowed Leo a little bit because Leo was masterful in that part. That he was masterful.
Nah. You said, what about my $500? I think you gonna reimburse me? That Leo, bro, that everybody, because you got a star-studded cast, so I understand what you're saying, the role. But Leo, now let me ask you, Free, because you said who would be your comp? Let's say a African American black comp for Leo. Would you say Denzel and then put them up?
Yeah, it would be Denzel. It would
Okay.
be Denzel the comp to Leo, because now I will also say Denzel can be the comp to Will Smith as well, because Denzel has done a lot of action movies too. You got Training Day, you got Equalizers, you got what was the other joint he did as he was a protector. He ended up getting taken out at the end of the movie.
I forgot that John. I know what you're talking about. He was younger though. He was younger. I know what you're talking about.
It was right after. I think it was right after he did Training Day.
But no, he also did. He got Man on Fire.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about.
Hold on. You know who didn't bring up, y'all?
BVO, like,
let me say this real quick.
Roles.
I don't think we brought up Jamie Foxx, who had an Oscar early on in his career. Jamie Foxx might be.
I always say about Jamie. I think Jamie is the most talented overall because of the singing, his acting, his comedy. He can do stand up. He can do impressions. I don't think nobody else, because like he could sing just as good as Tyrese. I mean, that's debatable, but he can act just as good as Will. You see what I'm saying? And this is the one role where I got to put it with any other role. The soloist, that soloist role.
Yeah, he killed that.
That was nice.
That put him up there. For sure.
I would say Jamie's probably the most talented actor of all, and I think he actually sings. I think he actually sings better than Tyrese, but that's
sure.
For everybody's opinion.
Right.
I think when I say most talented, because like B3 said, all of the things that he can do. Like most people, they're good at one thing, but Jamie was good at everything he did.
He was.
He wasn't just good
at
one thing. He was good at everything.
He was pretty good. He's pretty good at everything, bro.
If you wanted to just have a straight up singer career, Jamie Foxx could have a straight up singer career. If he just wanted to be a comedian, he could have just been a straight comedian. If he wanted to be just a regular actor, he could have been just a regular actor. He can do
sitcoms. He can do sitcoms pretty good.
I think Jamie Foxx is the only person to win a Grammy, an Oscar, an Emmy, all for the most outstanding actor, and he won another award. I think it might be for stand up.
He won a Tony Award.
He's certified.
Yeah, he won a Tony Award. He did some stage work.
Picasso said we ain't mentioned Martin Lawrence. Put some respect on Marty's name.
You know what I'll say about Martin Lawrence?
One of the funniest guys, yeah.
Martin Lawrence, before he, got whatever happened to him, was probably one of the most electrifying comedians I ever seen, ever. I put him up there with Eddie Murphy's run. Even though Eddie Murphy's run was short, Martin was so funny from like 1988 to like 97. Man, you could watch. If you ever watch Thin Line Between Love and Hate, that movie is so funny.
The only problem with Martin is most of his role is comedian roles. I mean, it had action in it or it had drama in it, but it still was a comedy role. He never did a straight up drama movie or a straight up action movie. It all had comedy.
Well, if Will Smith get credit for Bad Boys, we got to give Martin credit for Bad Boys.
Of course, because Martin was the original star of Bad Boy. When they did Bad Boy 1, Martin was the star of that movie, and then because of the money that they had to pay Will moving forward, Will became the star of Bad Boy, but it was originally Martin's movie, and Will was supposed to be just a co-star.
Will was a better actor.
Hold on, so let me ask I want to ask this question though, real quick, y'all.
Yeah,
go ahead.
So I know we're talking acting. I want to talk to y'all a little bit since we brought Martin up. Man, what's your top 5 comedians? Because I think, and I only want to name one brother. I always got to do this. My favorite comedian of all time. Say it again. Who?
We gotta go young. We gotta go youngest to oldest. I don't want y'all to convince me. I don't want y'all to. Let's go ahead. I think I'm the youngest.
Go ahead, Doug.
Now, how are you at B3?
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. My top 5. My personal top 5. My number 1 comedian, period, my man, is Damon Wayans. That's my dude. That's my dude, bro. I love Damon Wayans.
He grew up on my wife and kids. That's why.
Oh, come on. Of course. Come on, bro. My wife and kids, but he's crazy. But that's just me. No, I'm saying my personal list. We ain't talking.
You
but I got to put this out there real quick. I'm long-winded, but I'm going to say this real quick. He said something on Shannon Sharp the other day. He said, that when you do stuff that you don't want to do, it works a part of your brain that's not all the way functional. And the people that have the highest functionality in this part of your brain are athletes, because they have to do things that they don't want to do more than others. So just keep. I heard that the other day, and I kind of started doing things that I didn't want to do, and God will. God's blessed me. I'm just putting that out there. But Damon Wayans to be one for me. For me personally, I got.
Shout out B3 for putting the weed down.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. No, I got okay. So for me, I got Damon one. I just got to do this. Mike Epps is my two. I'm a young guy. That's why I wanted to go first.
Just cook, bro. Just cook.
Okay, just cook. All right, Mike. Because I know y'all gonna rip me up. All right, I got Mike Epps my two. I got Dave Chappelle. I got Dave Chappelle as my three. Dave Chappelle. Then I got I'm going Cat Williams at number 4, and I gotta go Chris Tucker number 5. Those are mine. That's just me personally.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll give you mine. I'll go next. My number one.
Yeah, is youngest the oldest?
Yeah.
How old are you, Mark?
I'm 25.
You should have went first then.
Oh yeah, you should have went first. My bad, Marky. I thought you sound like you about 37.
Well, let Marky go, and then you go,
you might have been
BVO.
younger, but I don't
Let
know.
Marky go, then BVO go.
I wish I was
letting Free go last.
All right, well go ahead, Mark. Hurry up.
Hold on, when I get to go.
Dub, you go after
You
BVO.
go after me, Dub.
Then I go, and then Free
Ain't
go
you from
last.
88?
Yeah, I made it.
Go ahead, Marky.
All right. So number 1, I gotta go Bernie Mac.
Oh
my God! I never forgot. Like literally, when I was a little child growing, when I was a little child growing up, in the islands, whenever I used to hear people with a southern accent, it used to make me fall down laughing.
Yes.
And then Bernie Mac just took it to a whole nother level. Anytime he didn't even have to say a joke. Just him talking used to make me cry. I swear to God. Then number 2. I'd have to say Eddie Griffin. I love messed up comedy. I just love messed up comedy. And he just has no holds barred.
You can't explain each person. Huh?
That Undercover Brother was a classic, bro.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
I actually got to see Eddie Griffin in person in Las Vegas. Like, he is hilarious. Then number 3, I gotta go Cat Williams.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty self-explained. Like,
yeah, he's a genius.
What's the one he came out with in 2006? He had the joke about Michael Jackson.
Man,
just hey, don't y'all guys
yeah, just go ahead, Mark.
Come on, man.
We should. Hey, y'all. Next time we gonna do top 3s. We gotta do top 3s.
Yeah, Marky, man, just tell us what you want, man.
Oh my man, I thought B3 got to explain. Golly.
I just got on here. I just got on.
4.
Yeah.
4 Andrew Scholes and 5. I'll go Dave Chappelle. That's my top 5 favorite.
That's a good 5.
Okay, mine would be number 1, Richard Pryor. When I was a kid, The Toy. I don't know if you guys ever seen The Toy. That's a good movie. Number 2 is George Carlin. I had never heard nobody like be funny like that. And number 3 for me, Patrice O'Neal. Patrice O'Neal was hilarious. And
rest in peace to Patrice O'Neal. I gotta say, and I apologize to Patrice O'Neal because Elephant in the Room is one of my favorite stand-ups ever, and I listen to it all the time, and I recommend it all the time.
And number what's that? Number 4. Number 4 got to be Martin Lawrence, man. We all know about Martin when he used to smoke weed. And number 5, somebody people probably don't really get a lot of credit to. I definitely got to say John Candy. I don't think. I'll take John Candy off. I would say Chris Tucker then. Chris Tucker. No, Cat Williams. Sorry, Cat Williams. Because I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of.
Did you choose Patrice because y'all favor a little bit?
You said what? Who said that?
I said you. B3. You already know I said that. You and Patrice y'all favor a little bit. That's why he on your list.
No, did you? Because you look like Miles Bridges. Is that why you? Is that why you wear his jersey everywhere? Come on, bro.
Go ahead, baby. Y'all, my bad.
My top 5. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Granddad, it's Dub's turn.
Oh yeah, Dub's turn. My bad, Dub. Right side.
Damn.
My bad. I'm out of order.
Well, we know that. We already know that. So
you got on lugs right now. Of course, you out of order.
So I'm gonna probably call some names that y'all weren't gonna call, but so my number 1 all-time favorite comedian, Robin Harris. Put the spotlight on him. Yeah. Number 2 for me is Lavelle Crawford.
Okay, yeah.
Number 3 is number 3 is hard. I'm going cat number 3. Number 4 is Dave Chappelle. And number 5 is probably gonna be damn, I gotta make a choice. Man, actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch that up. Same 2 with my first 2. Number 3 for me is Bernie Mac. Then it'll be Dave, and then it'll be Cat, then Dave.
You know something I was gonna say, Dub? Do you realize there is no like Bernie Mac special? He don't have one.
What happened was the greatest special that he could ever have was the Kings of Comedy, and that was supposed to be Steve Harvey shit. And because he was killing like he was, he ended up closing the show, and Steve Harvey ended up becoming the host of the show.
Steve knew he couldn't
was a monster on that show.
But mine is not. I'm not going to go in any order, but I would go Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Martin. Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Martin. I probably would go Cat. And man, I like Robin Williams too, man. But I probably would go Bernie Mac.
Robin Williams, the joke stealer.
Yeah, I don't care. Robin Williams,
you know, when we grew up watching Flubber and stuff, I didn't know that. I thought he was funny.
But Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, I grew up with nigga. They could just, but I don't know though, because I kind of like.
I love
Dolomite,
Harlem Nights, man.
It's hard for me not to put Dolomite, because I know Dolomite was kind of different. And he was a little bit before my time, but I was still young. But I still got it.
Down in the jungle deep.
I just hope
I don't know, man. I'm gonna jump out the window
right now.
I'm gonna jump out the window and say Dolomite.
I really gotta jump out the window. Dolomite was pretty funny, man.
Man, Dolomite was I don't know. Man, I like him. That's my guy.
I got a
question. Any of them Black 70s movies is hilarious. What did we say? Your whole style is chump. Nigga think you can beat me. Nigga think you can whoop me. Go ahead, Free.
You think you can whoop me.
Yeah.
Shout out you, BBO.
No particular order. Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Paul Mooney, Eddie Murphy, and Kevin Hart.
Forgot about Eddie and Paul,
thank you, Free. Because I was about to say, why ain't nobody mentioned Kevin? Yeah,
he's not that funny to me. He's just okay. He's not that funny to me, bro. He's okay.
He's funny looking.
He had that one special that was really, really good when he was saying, "You're gonna learn today." That one was a really good one. But other than that, I didn't. And he from the city, and I rock with Kevin, but I just don't see what's so. He always plays a buffoon in all his roles, like. He's just cool.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why he's not the reason why I picked those 5. The reason why I picked those 5 because each one of those 5 have done multiple stand-up to where I was literally crying to my stomach and my cheeks was hurting. Like nobody else actually like Martin Lawrence. He was one of the great comics and stuff like that. Well, like I said. These guys that I picked, I literally was laughing the entire comedy show till I ended up having to go back to rewind it because I missed half of it because I was laughing so hard and so loud that I was sitting there crying. Each one of them had maybe that. That's why I say they were the funniest that I've ever watched because they had me crying till I had to go back and rewatch it because I missed half the show.
You heard that BBO?
I like all that you said.
Richard Pryor had me like that, man. He just because when I was little, he was just cuts, and I was just like that because I was a young boy. I was a kid, and he would cut, and he came Richard Pryor, and like BBO said, that toy, that movie, I must have watched that movie 100 times when I was.
That dude made him a slave. That was crazy.
And when the guy when the butler came out and said Master Bates, you know their last name was Bates. Yo, boy, Richard Pryor said Master. Yo, that movie, y'all need to go watch The Toy. The Toy that movie is crazy.
Hey, D-Free, it was like, this was a while back. We was laughing so hard, me and you on this show. It was probably something BBO said or something. Do you remember what it was? We was laughing hard.
It's been so many times that I've been on the show laughing
I'm about to say
hard.
that's gonna be impossible to do with BBO.
I was wondering if you was gonna get it, but I was gonna say it's the BBO. BBO, that's when your skills get up when you be making people cry.
The only thing that I do remember where I was dying, me and BBO both was laughing hard. We couldn't stop laughing. I think we laughed the rest of the show was when my man Vic said, "Man, I'm just gonna go on bending knee." Man, I could not stop. I was like, "Oh my god!" That man said, "Hold up, he got his head on backwards though." I was.
Bro, he said that it was so unnecessary.
Y'all boys is crazy.
Vic still mad at me to this day for that.
If y'all haven't seen that episode, though, y'all gotta go back to when me and BBO first got on here doing this together. This was like, I think it was right before the Earl.
It's like 2 years ago, yeah.
It was like right before Earl Spence and Bud Crawford fought. Man, we was on this joint dying. That man said, "What?" He said, "Man, if he win, I will go on bend the knees." BBO said, "Pause, man. You got your head on backwards, man. I could not stop. I was dying."
Hey, I just couldn't believe the man said that with his hat back.
That time BBO roasted the bull because he had on he had on like purple Timbs. I forget the bull which content creator it was, but when BBO when he showed his closet and he had the purple Timbs on in there, I literally had to get off because BBO had me dying laughing, dog. BBO was like,
I remember that. I remember that. He was like, "Hold on, you got purple Timbs?"
He said, "Is them Timbs purple?" He was like, "What's the boy named Kareem?" Because what's the name? Kareem. Okay. BBO said, "Wait, go back." He said, "Go back." He said, "With them purple Timbs?" The boy was like, "What?" And he went back, and them Timbs was purple. I was in tears, bro. That was probably the funniest time with BBO. I know there was a bunch of other times, but that was my personal favorite. When that boy
I know what
had
B3 is talking about, but I cannot
crying.
remember. I cannot remember what because it was somebody said something. I can't remember what was said, but I know exactly what what B3 was talking about. It was on a Saturday. I remember that joint. I was laughing the rest of the show, but I cannot remember what was said. That joint had me dying. What the hell did they
say? He said too many y'all to name.
What'd you say, BBO?
No, I was saying GD was saying we had too many times like that to name. Yeah, we got a lot of
we got a time, but this what it was. BBO.
That's why we the best. That's why we the best.
No question. STN popping.
That's why we the best.
Hey, it was something that I said to BBO that had you rolling. I had called him. I know I called him something. I just can't remember because me and BBO always be joking.
Tweaking.
Yes, I don't even remember what I said. But now I think about it. I had said, I'm gonna think on it. I'm gonna think on it for y'all. Cook.
I remember. You said BBO be eating meat wagons or something like that, or something. Of course, BBO got a meat wagon. It was something like that.
All I know is I remember that because I was crying. My daggone windows had fogged up and everything because
I remember that.
My windows fogged up.
No, I was in there sweating.
I was
laughing so hard, though. I had to roll the window down because I was hot. I was sweating. I was crying. That joint had me. I remember that though. I do remember that day. I just can't remember what was said.
No, it was some. Marky. He just paraphrasing, but it was something like that. I said something like that, like BBO be chasing the
man. Something about eating barbecue, and I don't know. B3 just came in for a takedown. It was crazy.
He did a takedown.
Well, not many people can roast me, man, because I'll be ready. But I'll say this, man. One of my favorite times on the show was when Schofield Jr. or whatever, my brother Schofield was here, and I said, "Man, I like how you got your son not talking like a woman." And when I heard Drew Titan bring that up, I didn't even know how to say it.
No.
Shout out to Drew Titan.
Hold on real quick. Did y'all hear about the potential Floyd Jr. and Abdullah?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all already touched on it. Y'all think that's gonna happen?
Go ahead. Get back to boxing.
The man priced himself out when he said 200
right out the
2.5 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What are you talking about, bro?
Hey, he didn't want to fight Shakur for $1 million.
Hold up, I missed it. What happened? I missed that.
So Schofield, senior, junior, what the father? Let me say that.
The dad, senior.
Well, I think his dad is named.
He is Junior.
Yeah.
He is a
Okay,
junior.
Floyd Schofield,
It don't
the
matter.
daddy with
He had
the
Austin's
daddy with
dad.
the daddy with the locks.
This man, he came out and on Instagram put out a video saying that they had been offered the Abdullah Mason fight, and that the price is $2.5 million, and we'll take the fight. We accept.
That's crazy.
You know, D3
That
gonna
is so
cook him.
crazy.
You know, D3 about to cook him.
Hold up.
They're not getting no 2 million to fight no Abdullah Mason, bro.
Hold up.
And he said it, and Dub, before you go, D3, Dub right side, he said it so casually. I was like, what? I'm like, who's gonna pay for that?
Hold up. You asking for $2.5 million.
I thought he said 2.2 million, Dub.
No, he said
2.5 any million. 2. Any million. Do you realize you can tally up all the money that Floyd Schofield has made and tally up all of the money that Abdullah Mason has made, and it hasn't combined to $2 million.
Nah, that's crazy.
That's crazy, Free. It might, Free.
No, I think that's facts. It's close. It's probably right. It's probably
They're
close.
paying Abdullah
And
around
if it's not facts,
$75,000
it's
a
pretty
fight.
close to it. It probably close to facts.
All right, let me do the math then.
What's Floyd Schofield highest purse? What's his
I don't
highest
even
purse?
know.
200,000. 200,000.
Wait, what? But the problem is, what's up?
Abdullah got 16 fights, right?
It don't
Yeah.
make-
How much
the
that
man-
Abdullah
the
That's
man
1.2 million.
No, man. This man's still
bro.
making 100.
I'm just saying if that's his
Right,
average
bro.
over 16 fights, that's all I'm saying.
That's
That'd be
facts, Dub.
1.2 million. But I feel what Free saying. That's still he's still trying to price stuff out. But let me ask you this.
Even if it is 1.2, how much money do you think Abdullah Mason has made?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
You
all
only
that
making like
after the taxes and stuff,
75,000 a
not
fight.
even close. Yeah, because
Is
you know,
he making
he
100
would,
yet?
That's what
No.
I'm saying. It's probably not even
He
$2
gotta be
million
making
of
100.
all of their fights
No.
combined.
Now let me
Y'all
ask y'all
telling me he
this.
not making 100? At least
No.
100?
Who?
Probably not. I mean, because
Abdullah.
he not even
No.
co-main yet. He not
No,
even a co-main. So
this
no.
man ain't
He
making
not
never
even
made
a
a
budget.
100.
to that.
The right side, he never made 100 one time.
No.
I'm
Nah,
asking.
because he
You
never
gotta
co-main.
remember. Hold on, Price. You gotta remember. Karen fought Boots the first time and only made 75,000. The first time he fought Boots, he only made 75.
No.
So
That's crazy, bro.
This man is probably making 10,000.
That was a co-main
I'm
fight.
finna
That was
Google
co-main.
this.
I mean,
real quick.
respectfully,
gotta
I
Google this.
think if you was an up and coming contender or prospect, I don't think you should be making $1 million. I think that's a certain cap line for, unless you got a crowd. But
I'm gonna say this though.
I just think unless you're a champ, you shouldn't expect that type of money.
This is why what he's saying is they must be putting them at that would have to be the main event or the co-main event on like a Canelo Crawford. It have to be a huge card. So let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think that fight is big enough to be a co-main on a Canelo Crawford or
Hell
big
no.
enough to be like a 10-round its own main event?
No.
it could be a 10-round in its own main event if they put it in Cleveland or they put it in where Schofield
Texas.
is from.
Mhm.
It could be their own main event, but I don't see Oscar making a main event. I could see Bob making a main event because lately Bob has put his prospects in as main event. We saw the daggone Torres last week.
That was horrible.
Or 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and then we saw Keyshawn not too long before that. So
Yes.
he's been doing that with his prospects as of late. So I could see them doing it as a main event in Cleveland. But I don't see it as a co-main event on the Bud Crawford fight.
But
No.
Free, so it came
Only
out.
thing about
But it came
Yeah.
out that they assigned it, or him, Shushu, I can't remember who else, but they starting to work with Turkey.
It
And
sounds
yeah, they
Mhm.
global ambassadors for Ring Magazine.
And so because of that piece of it, I still don't think it's good enough to be a main event fight. Me personally, they ain't did shit in the sport of boxing. I say that respectfully.
No,
And
my
y'all
eye
brother-
test-
and y'all
hold on, let me
brothers is
finish.
right,
Let me finish.
Y'all brothers is right about Abdullah.
The pay. Mhm.
Yeah, it's like
I'm trying to tell
10K, 10K,
Man, can you let Dub talk, man? Go.
25K, 50K.
My bad, Dub. Go ahead.
I don't even remember what I was saying now. So
No, you were talking about they was about to do business with Turkey again or something.
I'm out of order.
Okay, yeah. So all I'm saying, I just don't think it's big enough to be a main event, co-main event, anything like that. If Shakur and Abdullah Mason. Oh, it's not Shakur and Abdullah Mason. Excuse me, Shakur and Kid Austin. That was gonna be the what?
Third fight.
Third or fourth, third fight on the card. Then y'all ain't headlining nothing, man.
Yeah, I'm with
not
you.
Right now. I think y'all will one day, but not right now.
Turkey is not going to make them a main event because neither one of them are a big name. Turkey is only making people that he believes is a big name a main event. Second of all, he's not getting 2.5. Turkey only gave Shakur 2.1. He only gave Shakur 2.5.
I'll say this though. I reached out to Brother Schofield. We're gonna hopefully get him more here to kind of talk about that. But I'll say this, man. No matter how it goes, man, Abdullah Mason worth $2 million with $2 million in his pocket. So I think he was just probably messing around. I don't know if he was serious.
He seemed pretty serious to me, BBO.
He could have been, but
did you see the interview?
No. I don't care if the man was serious. I don't care if the man was serious or he was joking. Whatever it was not realistic. Whatever it was, it was not realistic.
Right. At the end of the day, right.
As my man Brown say, man, this is the granddaddy.
You a wild boy.
But you know something I was gonna ask you guys before we get out of here, man. As far as up and coming boxers, who are you guys watching out for? Other than, of course, Emiliano's, or the
Abdullah Mason.
Keith Cologne.
Yeah.
The kid, Troy Nash.
I like Troy Nash.
I haven't seen much of him, but I just hear his name a lot, and I've seen that he's going to be in that
he
Grand
got
Prix.
YouTube stuff.
Okay, good, yeah, and I think that's what I'm saying. I haven't watched too much of him, but I keep hearing him, and he going to be in that Grand Prix that Riyadh season in WBC doing it. He fighting at featherweight.
Yeah,
so I got to get the dates on that.
I want to see Keith Cologne get with a good promotional company because this young man is doing his thing, and this man he got 5 fights, 5 knockouts. The man is a full-time student in college. This man, and he's not. It's not like he's a full-time student and he's an average student. No, this man is on the dean's list. He's a full-time student and he's doing his thing. And this man definitely is putting in the work. If nobody else I want to see blow up in the sport of boxing, it's definitely him. That man. I got nothing but admiration and respect for what he's doing because he's definitely a person that the young kids can look up and say, okay, I can continue with my school career and still be an athlete
and
or
fight.
continue with my pro career as well.
I like Keith Cologne. You're right about that, D Free. That is unheard of. He's
D Free,
he's a genius. He's on being on a dean's list means you get all A's, bro, and you're the top of your class.
Let me ask y'all this, because boxing is really brought up as a poor man sport because people are changing that, like Devin Haney. Does a backup plan like having a degree for a boxer, does that concern y'all, or y'all just think that's a great thing that he can be multifaceted?
I think that's a great thing.
I think that's the new day of boxing. You see Richard Torres, you see Fundora, you see a lot of these guys come in and they're going to school and they're getting their education because I think they understand that this might not be forever for them. So I ain't got no problem with it.
And it's so sad that Keith Cologne's last fight out here at 2300 Swanson got canceled. I felt bad for him.
But he fought this past weekend.
He fought this past weekend.
Hold on. But the problem is, so where he fought at, I believe it was New York. I could be wrong about that.
No, it was over here by my house. It was literally 5 minutes from my house.
Whatever happened, according to him, something happened with the commission, and so they're not even going to give him credit for that fight. I believe. That's what he's speaking on.
So you mean to tell me that didn't count?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, because it wasn't. I guess it wasn't sanctioned by the commission.
Oh wow!
Like that. So
well, that's all right. That's fine. Whatever. He still can fight. So that's all that matters to me. And I like Keith Cologne. I'm a supporter of that guy, that brother, and I hope he does big things in 2025 and 2026.
I'm just when he said what he was going to school for, I was shocked because that's not something that you can just go to school for and say, okay.
What's he going to school for, D Free? Educate me, please.
Don't quote me on it, but it's something like computer science or something like that. It's something where he got to do a lot of work. It's not something easy. It ain't
a computer science degree, D Free, is not easy to get. You got to know what you're doing. That's that stuff that people like you can hack it. Like they be hiring people to like hack into stuff and security. You can do that. online security. They making big money right now. Online security and stuff like that. I think that's what that degree can line you up with.
Dub, I dropped the ball, but because I didn't mention one of the top guys that I really like. This prospect is Darrell Val Saint. That's on Pro Box. He's real tough. Y'all got. I know y'all seen him already. He's tough, and I did watch. He's good. He's out there with I believe his name is Mark Bermudez. That's the trainer of Edgar Belong, and that's the guy that's training Erickson Lubin for this upcoming fight. Right. But I did go watch the Jordan Roach fight like you asked me, and then he had some tough moments in that fight. I think he still won.
I thought he could have lost that fight.
Yeah, because what you're saying, you don't know how the judges are scoring it, and when you getting hit with big and flush shots, they could be leaning to the guy, the other guy. So unless you really dominate him, which he didn't, it was a clean, good fight. But Jordan Roach, he's still young in his career. I just think Darrell Val Saint, if he might end up being world champion.
I'm gonna tell you who's the prospect I'm looking at is Jen Sasaki.
Is he a prospect? I don't know.
He a contender for sure.
He a contender. He got in the champ face.
So seriously. One of the other prospects on Pro Box, they call the brother the body snatcher. I can't think of his name right now.
You talking about Whitmire?
Whitmire. That man can fight.
That's my boy right there.
That man can fight. I love watching him fight.
Young man out of DC.
Yeah, absolutely.
You ever seen him in person, Free? Got eyes on him?
That's the young man out of DC, Whitmire.
Yeah. I was just asking if you seen him in the city or anything like that, but I know he can go. He can go for real.
I don't be hanging out in the city like that. So I would never see him. I'm quite sure other people probably have, but I would never see him.
You know what they tell you? You know what DC said? They tell you, run, Joe.
I'm well past that age frame of hanging out with those age kids. That dude's younger than my youngest son. So I definitely wouldn't be hanging out seeing him. I'm literally old enough to be his father. Literally.
You're an old man.
Run, Joe.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
That's crazy.
I'll tell you what though, man. It's been a great show. Hey, Doug, what time you coming on tonight, man?
11:30 as always. Now Tuesdays, we had a great show last night. Tuesday, me and Bella,
Shout out Bella.
We had a great show last night, and but tonight we'll be back to our normal time, 11:30.
That joint was funny as a mug.
Yeah, that was
what you cooking on tonight, Dub?
Hey, Dub, all I gotta say is, I knew I was smarter than you, motherfuckers.
Hey,
that's crazy. You thought you was gonna press me? What? You old. Nah. F you. What? F you too.
That was crazy.
Hey, that was hilarious,
Dub, what you cooking on, Dub? Real quick.
Dub, you on mute?
You're on mute.
My bad. I'm sitting here talking. We're gonna be talking about this whole situation with Abdullah Mason, Kid Austin.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be talking about people moving over to Turkey as far as becoming ambassadors, and we'll also be cooking on some of the Pro Box fights that happened this past weekend that I didn't get a chance to cook on.
Hey, no, real quick. There's one topic that I want you to cook on. I don't know if you heard or if you plan on cooking on about the request of Devin Haney to move to 147 as a full fight.
We're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna talk about that. Well, I ain't gonna give my opinion on it right now, but
speaking of that,
isn't Sugar Shane training Devin now too? That's rumored.
Well, he's in the corner. Well, he's in camp with him. He's supposed to be in camp with him.
Speaking of that, man, we looking to start a new morning show. Let me know who's interested, man. We trying to do some new stuff, man. Let us know. We're trying to do some big stuff over here. Sports Talk Network. You don't need to come to the ranch. Who is that?
I was about to ask the same thing.
I'm playing a video game. My bad.
Man, Marky.
Watching your dirty movies, man.
Sound like Marky Dan about to get sumo plex.
Right.
I might not be able to speak on it. Let me speak on this real quick, BBO. I think it's a good move incorporating Shane Mosley. Whether it's because he can put an eye on Devin, and you know, it's always good to have professionals that's been through it. You know what I'm saying, in camp. So him and Nate
You gonna
Jones
give
they
Devin
should
some
they help.
juice like he had?
Devin really don't need too much juice. He just need to, like Bill was saying, he just need to make sure that he's not overextending on his jab. And that was a perfect explanation he did. You know what I'm saying? He overshot it and he left his chin out there. Now the other ones in the
Whenever I hear
seventh.
Bill Haney, all I hear is this.
Negro.
That's all I can hear when I hear Bill Haney talk.
But it's gonna be a
But
good fight. I think
Bill
he
Haney,
gonna bounce
man,
back.
fire your barber immediately, Bill. Fire your barber immediately. I don't know what that was you had. Fire him and fire your stylist. It's your boy BVO Boxing, man. We in the house with the mighty Sports Talk Network, man.
Sure.
Shout out to my man Puerto Rican Free. Shout out to my man Right Side. Shout out to Sugar Cane Mark. Shout out to my man Richie Rich, aka Chico's boy, my guy Prize. And shout out to B3, man, the biggest hater there is. We gone, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon everyday earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com and elevate your listening experience.